Pandas. I got pandas in Atlanta. Pandas. It is good to be back. I cannot tell you how much I have missed this community. It's been a long time. It has been a long time, but nothing's changed, pandas. Everything's the same. Nothing has changed. Hey, we're back. We're back and we're ready to go. Pandas. I really do appreciate all those pandas who have been waiting for this moment, but I am back. Can I tell you how busy I have been? Life, you know, everyone has a life, you know, outside of YouTube, and so my life has just been very, very busy, and so in my opinion, my full-time does take the main priority, but finally things have slowed down a bit, and I can finally come back to this community. The first thing I wanted to do was to come back here, and I was just so eager to come back to this community, because this community is the best community on YouTube. So pandas, glad to be back, glad to be here, and glad that you guys could join us. Hey pandas, hit that like button if you haven't already. Subscribe if you want to know every time I come on stream. Pandas. Is my audio good? Are we good? Can you guys hear me? Hey, pandas, give me a thumbs up on the chat. Give me some sort of message on chat if you guys can hear me all right. Give me a good morning, good evening on the chat if you guys can hear me. Make sure you fill out that poll. It's so good to be back, pandas. Can I tell you how good it feels? Pandas. Let me know if you can hear me. Give me a good morning, good evening if you are there and you can hear me. We are live. It's been a while, so I might have some technical difficulties. Not sure. Let me just make sure we can hear. Let's go, baby. Let's go, baby. When's the last time you heard that? Let's go, baby. Pandas. I'll tell you right now, pandas. I got to where I'm at right now, and I just pretty much stopped trading my live account because I wanted to hit 20K with all of you. And so I've been trading, you know, I never want to be rusty. So I was trading sim. And I just tell you right now, when you trade sim, my sim account is, you know, about $40,000-$50,000. Doesn't mean anything though. It doesn't mean anything. Sim, you could be the master at sim. All that matters is your live account. And so I was killing it on sim, but who cares? Who really does care? Just gotta keep fresh. Just got to make sure you don't build any rust, because when you go live, you want to make sure you know what you're doing. You want to be familiar with the patterns. You want to know what you're looking for. You want to be ready for any red flags. But pandas, we are here right now at 19. Where are we at? $19,593, starting from 5K. Let's go, baby. Maybe on this stream we can get to 20K. I really want to hit 20K with everybody here, and I would love to do it on stream if we can. So I paused my live trading, so now we're back. I'm ready, eager. So, but thanks for the confirmation you guys can hear me. Good morning, everybody. A little morning breakdown here. What do we have? Big trading range, pretty much on Friday. I didn't trade anything on Friday, but Friday looks terrible. If you were in this, if you were able to catch this trading range early on, then You know, if you're able to basically, I mean, trading range indicator knew trading range from back here with these couple candles. We had all these failed breakouts, failed breakout here, failed breakout here, and we came back down. Trading range indicator was letting us know that we had possibility to come back to the top of the trading range, which we eventually did. We eventually came back to the top of the trading range. And so you could have had a stop entry here, stop loss here, very little risk for a lot of reward. And this is kind of why the trading range is so good on these trading range days. You know, it will capture the entire trading range with the indicator. With the price action, the trading range indicator uses pure price action. And so you could come from here, this risk and this amount of reward. You could lose this, sure, but you could also have gained this, and you would not have been stopped out. Even with this deep pullback here, that would have scared me. But a deep pullback here, but we see that we come back here. You can see with the price action that on Friday there was some intense choppiness, and you know, that would probably, Al Brooks calls this the Walmart method. You literally just put your stop entry here, come in. Once you enter, just put your stop loss where it should be, which is below here, right under the trading range, below the signal bar. Go out to Walmart, do some errands, come back and see where you're at. You know, if you lose, you lose, but if you gain, then you'll be way up, way up. So that's what Al Brooks, he recommends. You know, if you have a certain trading strategy that can use that, then better to just let it be, let your trade play out. Don't fiddle with it. But yeah, let me see here. Our morning session right now, if we look at yesterday's high, or Friday's high, Friday's low, and the close, we are basically, even though with this huge downtrend, a huge breakout, or actually broke the trading range finally, we see that we are within this range. And the way we're even inside this range looks very choppy. We do have this channel here. We have captured. We have to make sure we recognize this channel. Adjusted here, and that we are in the uptrend. But notice that we are within this range here, within yesterday's high, yesterday's low, and so because of that, in my opinion, if you were to ask me what kind of day today might be, I'm thinking trading range day today, because of the price action so far. I'm not exactly sure what kind of day it's going to be, but from what it seems like, most likely trading range. Plus, when I look at this price action, it looks choppy to me. One thing the bulls do have is this. We do have a trap here to the upside. And if we have this trap here, if you're trying to swing this, you're still in this swing trade. Right? Imagine yourself in a swing trade. You're in this swing trade still, and you have not triggered your stop loss, because your stop loss will be either below here or below here. And you're still on this uptrend above the 20 EMA. As you see, we try to break below the 20 EMA multiple times, but we fail to do so. So that's what the bulls have in their favor. But when we look to the left of the chart, we are seeing that we're going to come back probably to retest the breakout zone, which is right here, which is also Friday's close. So from what I'm seeing, as far as I can tell, I'm thinking potential trading range day today, but we shall see. I mean, when we look at the daily, when we have the daily look like this, you know, this could be the second leg up, creating our two-legged pullback. You know what? A, B, C, creating a two-legged pullback soon. So this could be the second leg up, coming out of the trading. Notice pandas. I'm actually glad I actually didn't trade 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. My break kind of started around this time, and I'm glad, because looking on the daily chart, this had been in a trading range on daily for the last couple weeks, and yeah, that would probably have been pretty terrible to have traded. But hopefully you guys were able to survive this choppiness. When the daily looks this choppy, then typically all of the other time frames look pretty choppy. So for those who were able to make money the last couple weeks, congrats, kudos to you. Pandas, hey, hey. Thanks for everyone in chat. Let's hit that like button. It's been a long time, so I'm not expecting us to get our same numbers in terms of the audience. But Pandas, hitting that like button and saying good morning, good evening in the chat helps out this channel, helps YouTube know that this channel is filled with interactive users, making the algorithm think, hey, it's worth pushing this content out for anyone who's especially looking for futures content, live trading. And so you hitting that like button, you saying good morning, good evening in the chat, that helps not only this stream, but helps other people, other pandas, potential pandas, to find this stream as well. So make sure you hit that like button, make sure you give those good mornings, good evenings. Let us know where you're from. I do appreciate that every time we join. Even though I know where a lot of you guys are from, I actually have already recognized where most of you guys are from. It's all good, pandas. I still like to hear it. I still like to know. And for newcomers, they also like to know. Good morning, everybody. Hey, for those who are new, never before coming onto the stream, maybe for those who forgot, pandas, I'm buy by money. I trade only one single instrument, the E-mini futures. I trade only one single setup, the two-legged pullback. Setup that looks like this, either two legs down or two legs up. And we try to find this in key areas such as moving averages, support resistance levels, channels, so forth, trend lines. For instance, if I bring this pattern here, we have a two-legged pullback right here, right off the 20 MA, right off this trend line. And we find ourselves hitting not only a scalp, but an entire swing trade here. So we have to find this setup because in the right context, this is a greater than 90% probability to make at least 1 point, plus potential to make more points if you have your, if you trade with a runner. So what we're trying to find here are the best setups possible. We don't care how much money we make. I don't care how much money I make in this stream. All I care about is making sure I join or I enter in the perfect best setups possible. Now, let me say this, there's no such thing as a perfect setup, but we're gonna try to enter the best setups possible. That being said, pandas, I'm glad that we are here. Also, have very little indicators. I trade pure price action here. Even the indicators I have use pure price action. I have a simple indicator that counts legs for us and identifies second entries, and also indicator that uses price action to identify trading ranges. And so even though we're in an uptrend, the indicator still thinks we're in a trading range because we have been so choppy. Like this choppiness for the indicator makes it think that we're still in a trading range, which is possible. But now as we get more and more information, we see that we have broken out of this trading range and now we're actually going towards an uptrend. Pandas, if you'd like to know more about the indicators, check out the official website at www.twoleggedpullback.com. If you want more information about the setup and details of this trading strategy, you can check out the playlist in the description below. And that's it for our introduction. We're back, and I'm glad that you guys are here. I'm glad to see some old names here. Welcome back, Sleepy Joe. Good morning. Jerry is awake. Good morning. Phil W. Pandas that are still pandas, even though I was gone for about 2.5 weeks. You guys are the best. This is why I'm saying I have the best community on YouTube. Scott Hubbard, good morning. Jason, good morning. SW Blaze, good morning. Jason, my trusty mod. Throughout my hiatus, he was asking on our Discord, Two-Legged Pullback Discord, when I was coming back and getting status updates, and he was being a faithful panda. Good morning, guys. Good morning. By the way, if you want to try out the indicator, there's a free trial available on the website. But hey, market just opened. Let's see what we have here, pandas. Let's find some good two-legged pullbacks. We're in this uptrend. Actually, this uptrend is pretty strong because we're not actually able to break this trend line. So all-time highs are not too far away. All-time highs, I believe, is this blue line here. Get that right? I believe it's that blue line. We can make new all-time highs. If we're making new all-time highs, pandas, very, very hesitant to go short. All-time highs usually means grindy type days, but with this current price action right here from this breakout, let's see if we can get a measure move. Oops. See if we can get that measure move. By the way, you're gonna hear me talk a lot on this stream, and so if you have questions, the measure move hits directly, like basically at Friday's high. We're about to hit that measure move. We could reverse at that measure move, but I will wait. I'm not planning to trade this reversal here, even with a good signal bar. What we're looking for here, if we're gonna try trade here, is a major trend reversal. So what we need is breakup trend, new high, and then a lower high or a trap trade. And where the trap trade is the best. Again, here's the pattern. We need a breakup trend. Once we break trend, let's say we break trend like this, we make a new high. And after this new high, what we look for is a, we look for a lower high type setup and potential trap trade. And so there are two trades here that we can take. Take this trade and also take this trap trade. So that's the setups that we're looking for here. Too dangerous to try to reverse this after this strong bull move upwards. Even with a decent signal bar like that, what we first need is some evidence of a minor trend reversal, which is what we're getting here, breakup trend. If that sounds confusing, if you want more information about that, you can, actually I don't have a clear video of major trend reversals. Maybe I'll make some content for you guys to go clearly into what a major trend reversal is, try to break it down as much as possible for you guys, so we can always refer to it if people are wondering what's a major trend reversal. I believe I do have some streams that I try to go very, very clearly into that, but I don't have the timestamps or the links for that. John Cena, bringing his name back. Yeah, we've already decided that John Cena does not belong here. He was just being a troll. We gave him many warnings, but guess he just didn't get the message. Coming back to the 20 EMA, as you guys can see here. Multiple bull bars here. To me, that's a pretty convincing breakout bull trend. This right here, terrible follow through when you have something like this. Notice where it stops though, right off the 20 EMA. In my mind, there is some strategy out there that literally buys and sells off the 20 EMA. There has to be. Just by, there's some institutions out there that are doing that. Just by how often it reacts to 20 EMA, it just has to be, in my opinion. Breaking below the 20 EMA, about to hit the trend line once again. Let's see if this channel holds up. But if I drew a trend line here, kind of a micro channel, we see we have breakup trend. And for a major trend reversal to happen, we're gonna need this to come back up and make a new high. Notice this follow through, this pullback is not a regular pullback. It looks more like a reversal to me. Shame, we missed that measure move, which is concerning because if we miss a measure move like that by more than a point, the opposite typically does happen. And this is not a typical pullback, pandas. This is not a pullback that we're looking for to think that we're going to keep going higher. This pullback could mean either trading range now, as we have mentioned already, possible trading range, and maybe possibly reversal, actually. So we're just waiting here. We have no setup at the moment. We could have a two-legged pullback like this, back to the 20 MA, trying to continue this downtrend here. That could be a possible setup that we might be looking for. Yeah, Jason says no trolls allowed. I mean, we had fun with him, and we thought, you know, he might potentially had some good spirits, some good intentionality, but he had zero good intentionality. So he was just actually more distracting than anything. So we just decided it was better if he wasn't here. John Cena. And again, like, I'm actually very open to criticism. You know, if you actually brought in some good constructive criticism saying, hey, that was actually something this, that was something like this, and you might have missed this, that's fine. That's fine. I actually love that. And you know what? I think our viewers love that. But it's when you bring in all of the negativity and unnecessary, you know, trolling, you know, especially when we're dealing with people's real money. You know, it's just not something you joke around with. Very interesting. We're developing a two-legged pullback coming back to the bottom of the trading range, but I cannot take this. I'm not going to reverse this. I'm not going to take a reversal. Maybe with a really good signal bar, but I don't know. I don't know if I would want to go long here anytime soon. That's pretty terrible. You know, missing that measure move and coming back like this. This is not what we say a pullback here. This is not a pullback. This is looking more like a reversal. Could be a bare leg in a trading range. So that's a pretty good signal bar. Let's see if people went long here. Currently a trap set up. Made a perfect scalp so far. You actually were able to scalp out right there, which is kind of interesting. I'm gonna switch over real quick to the 10K chart. 10K chart, as you can see, this is why the trading range indicator is sometimes it scares me how accurate it is. Looking at where it stops on the 10K chart. The 10K chart had itself a two-legged pullback. Here actually is a third entry, but every other entry after second entry is a two-legged pullback. Two-legged pullback, hitting the top of the trading range perfectly, reversing back to the bottom of the trading range on the 10K chart. And this is why the trading range indicator, I think, is so vital in terms of trading. In my opinion, it's not necessarily like the best to like make trades off of, which is kind of silly because the whole point of indicators is to help with that. You can do that sometimes, but for me, it's more helpful just to recognize the possible ranges of a trading range if they're there. So, but you know, sometimes when the trading range is very clear for me, I would even just use it just to go long at the bottom, go short top. So we do have a scalp here, man, but that's a dangerous scalp in my opinion. That's pretty risky. Pretty nice signal bar on this lower high. We're making ourselves a two-legged pullback here. A, B, C. Potential two-legged pullback to the 20 MA. Not a setup I'm looking for. I actually, yeah, can't even go long here either. Thanks, Jason, for letting us know, confirming that our charts are in sync. Pandas, hey, make sure you hit that like button to remind other pandas that we are live. We are live. Pandas, we got an H4. We got an H4 in the bottom of a trading range, pandas. We have an H4. I don't like this H4 though. I don't like when the H4 reverses immediately like that. To me, this looks more like chop than trying to go long. So it looks choppy to me, right? What we have is currently a spike in channel. Spike in channels, we have a spike, breakdown, and now channel. It's channeling downwards. and we have this channel to respect here. And I'm not sure how this channel is going to really look like, but what happened is we have a breakdown and now a reduction of the momentum, but it's still going down. In terms of swing trade, this is a long setup, but for scalping, we have to wait for this channel to resolve. We cannot go long here, in my opinion. Spike and channel. We do have an H4 setup, but that's not an H4 I would look for. This is too choppy for me. Not interested. Not interested in this. Plus, I'm thinking spike and channel, so more likely we're going to find another leg down. More likely find another leg down here. Just waiting, sitting on my paws. Just waiting, just waiting. We do have some good movement here though, pandas. It's looking choppy. I'm trying to find our spike and channel here. Waiting for it to form. Looking a bit choppy here. This is not a place where you necessarily want to go long. We don't even have all of the components of a major trend reversal here. Some may call this a breaker trend here. Lower high, potential trap trade. But to me, not yet. Crazy. We actually have another L4 setup on the other side. It's very hard to count this. But the indicator is obviously very easy. But we have a 4 setting up here. And so for those who don't know how to use an indicator, if you just look to the right of the chart, it'll tell you if it triggers here, if the price goes up to this diamond, that means the leg is going to reverse. And we're going to have the leg count to 4. Because this is the super signal telling us that. So we're actually going to have a leg count to 4. So we're going to actually have 4 pushes up. 1, 2, 3, 4 pushes up within this little teeny range, giving us an L4 setup at the 20 EMA, which in my opinion I think is potentially a better trade to go into, to go short. It does trigger. We do have an L4 setup. We had an H4 and not an L4 setup, which the funny thing is this H4 actually might make a point, and also we have the potential for the L4 to make a point. It makes a point at the 75s. Almost about to make a point here. Uriel, welcome back. Welcome back. So for pandas, for those who went long here on this trap here, you're actually able to make a point. Man, this looks choppy. I don't know. Should I go short here is a question. I see when I look at the 10K chart, we're in the bottom of the trading range, making me think we'll come right back to the top. If we're in trading range, then these swings could be very fast, very strong. So we're choppy. Bottom here. No, the spike and channel is very short, right? We had spike. Channel was just 4 pushes down. Now we're reversing. So we did have that spike and channel here. Spike and channel. And like I said, for swing trades, it's actually a long setup. And so this is why we're seeing this kind of movement breaking out when we break this channel. It's essentially a wedge, or really a bear flag. According to Al Brooks, this kind of pattern is just essentially a bear flag. Very strong move back up, as you guys can see, pandas. Right, when we're in trading range, you're in this kind of like no man's you know, there's no man's land. Unless you really want to trade that H4 setup right here. You know, there was no real other setup. Other than maybe this trap, you could have gone to here as well. But in my opinion, this trap made me think with this L4 setup that we could reverse off the 20 EMA, but was not sure. No setups at the moment. Rick Hines says, "Arriba, vamos, baby." We're getting my slogan in translated in different languages. I love it. I love it. Alessandra asked in the chat, "Sorry for the silly question. What is ES?" It's not a silly question. Don't be silly. There's no such thing as a silly question. That's a good question. ES is the futures market of the S&P 500. It's a derivative of the S&P 500 cash, and people trade futures contracts. Basically saying it's exactly what it sounds like. It's a futures contract, as in if you're saying you're agreeing, you're purchasing a contract saying right now I'm purchasing a contract saying in the future I will purchase this at you. Basically, you have to give me this instrument or whatever this commodity is at the price I bought at the futures contract. But with the derivatives, we're actually just trading the contracts themselves. And so we're trading these contracts, and yeah, and we're day trading these contracts. So it moves pretty much in tandem with the S&P 500, but because they're futures contracts, the workings are a little different. And for me, I like it in terms of the amount of leverage it gives you, because it helps you with trading for day trading because of the leverage you get with these contracts. Also, you can day trade a very small account. Technically, you can trade with a $500 account. I mean, you can technically trade with a $50 account with the micros, yeah. Mo7sin asks, "Hi Panda, what did it take to achieve profitability?" A lot of time, a lot of mistakes, a lot of studying. I kind of go through my journey in one of my Q&As. If you go to my channel, you can look up Q&A and actually describe my journey. So yeah, in my opinion, it's kind of difficult to go long there. So many, yeah, difficult to go long there, in my opinion. It's just choppy to me. Jason, thanks for that. Thanks for throwing up that. Reading the market, pandas. Okay, let's see what we're getting here. What are we getting here? Sandwich between the 240 SMA, which is this dash line, 20 EMA. Oh, pandas, I cannot tell you how good it is just to be back. And it's just good. It's just like, you know, it's just good to kind of like go back to something where, you know, you genuinely enjoy and love. And so it's just nice to be back. I'm glad to be back, pandas. Glad to be back with you guys. Potential two-legged pullback. back to the 20 MA. This could be a potential setup here, but with a strong downtrend, pretty strong reversal. Technically don't really have all the things that we need yet for the major trend reversal. Spoke too soon. We still didn't get our two-legged pullback. It's just big down, big up, about 50% of this downtrend here. And this is kind of why we're seeing this consolidation at the 50% mark. Right? Some traders are thinking, you know, is this a time to come in now? Where we feel like this downtrend. Some people have limit orders right here, ready to come in at the 50% mark of this downtrend, saying, "Hey, we want to pull back, we want to discount. We think it's keep going down. We want to wait for a deeper pullback," which is right at the 50% line. The 50% line is important because if you think about the 50% line, that's typically where oftentimes a lot of people break even, right? Say you made a mistake. Say you went long here. And then you find yourself be able to go long here to scale in. The 50% mark is typically where people break even. And so that's why oftentimes the 50% mark is we see consolidation. Because traders who made mistakes here, going long, they go long again. You know, people with huge, gigantic bankrolls, way more capital than we probably will ever have, but they have enough capital to keep scaling in. And once they finally are in a place where they come up break even, which is typically at the 50% mark, right? Because when you scale in, you scale in about 50%. The 50% level is where you break even if you do one scale in. This is where oftentimes we see some consolidation. Karthik, welcome back. Mitch Lawton says he thinks he's playing the 10K range, which I think he is absolutely right. Come right back to the top of the 10K range. Yeah, we're in the bottom here, but the only way we can trade the 10K, in my opinion, is if we have a two-legged pullback like this. You know, actually the second pullback does trigger, so if we do get another reversal, depending on how it looks like, at the moment it can be a higher low reversal, right, second entry, which is what I drew here, right? This is a uptrend. You have the uptrend here, pullback, two-legged pullback to the bottom trading range with a higher low setup, possibly be a two-legged pullback back to the top of the trading range on the 10K chart. Let's check out the 5-minute. We haven't looked at the 5-minute yet. 5-minute basically is showing us something very similar, just big down, big up. Look at we're contained within this price action here. The market is trying to break out. It's on breakout mode, and so it's trying to break out, but most breakouts fail. And so this is why we're seeing all these failures. Oh, I've got a two-legged pullback here, pandas. Whew. With a good signal bar, I'll consider this two-legged pullback, but I don't like this. I do not like this bar here. I do not like this strong bull bar or bear bar to try to go in. I do not like that. Don't like this doji forming at the moment. Okay, gonna skip it because we got a doji. And to me, honestly, it's a little ambiguous. But what I'm saying here, we have a strong move up, two-legged pullback, back to the 20 MA. Signal bar, not the best. It's a doji bar, showing us that we have some confusion here. Potential inside bar. What I would do actually is I would trade the trap here. If this actually triggered the second entry, I probably would have been interested in the trap trade to go short back into this trading range marked over here. I'm thinking this is a failed breakout of this trading range. That's what I was thinking. I still haven't forgotten that we missed this measure move. We actually missed it by more than a point, typically saying, you know, this could be an opening reversal and we can reverse the rest of the day. I have not forgotten about this. Now we have a micro double bottom, making me think, increasing the chances that this second entry can give us a nice scalp here, because that micro double bottom does increase the chances. Does not make it 100%, but increase the chances. Notice where it stops. Basically, it's using now the top of this trading range as support here. Pandas with the micro double bottom. I think I'm interested. I'm going to come in with a small retracement here, pandas. Micro double bottom bouncing off the top of this trading range, finding a two-legged pullback after that. I'm going to try to come in here with a small retracement. Let's see if we get it, pandas. Another doji though. Double dojis. But we do have the micro double bottom. It's tricky. But hitting that, that's tricky. Because it hits this, it's just double dojis. I do not like the dojis. I really don't like the dojis, pandas. That hurts me that it just happened to be dojis here. I think the only trade I could really feel confident in is if we have a trap here now, and if the trap fails and goes long. If this trap fails, I'll go long, but I'm not going to even enter this trap trade because of the dojis, right? The dojis work both ways, as in it makes it confusing on both sides. Notice potential measure move now. If we get this and we have this pullback here, right at the 50% mark of this breakdown, we notice we have a measure move down to here. Tricky. That's tricky. We're thinking a new low. Right? If we were to go long, we're thinking a new low first. But the setup itself, if we get a failed trap, right? This trap cannot make a point and reverses, I'm gonna go long. In my opinion, that's a very good setup. Worth risking. Boom. Do you see that? Do you see how it did that? Do you see how it spiked down like that? It's because that's a trap, right? This is a trap. And that's vicious. I'm glad I didn't go long there. That's what dojis are dangerous, pandas. This is why I don't enter dojis. Even though we had a two-legged pullback right after 20 MA, after a strong move up, you don't mess with dojis. Do not mess with dojis. You would probably get stopped out there. If you had a 4-point stop loss, you're still in this trade. But from the way things are looking, I'm not sure. That trap, man, that was quick. That was quick. But like I said, I had a certain setup I wanted. Like if the trap failed, I was gonna go long, but trap didn't really fail. Some people will consider this a failure, right? Comes down, makes a long tail and reverses, but to me, I'm gonna consider a trap not being able to make a scalp. Some will consider that a trap. Potential major trend reversal. If we do break below this low here, in my opinion, there will be people going long here. In my opinion, I'm not going long here. If we have another H4 setup, I think I might go long, but we shall see. Especially if the H4 triggers a lower, right? We need a lower low. And we need to break this low in order for the major trend reversal pattern to complete itself. Also, we do have a measure move. Can you look at this? What do I mean by this? We have a trend. I'm just use the same trend line here. Breakup trend. Minor reversal above the 20 MA. Now we need a retest of the low, essentially creating a variation of a double bottom. And that double bottom, currently we might have another H4 pandas, but I'll wait for the lower low, right? It's just a lower low major trend reversal, lower low double bottom, right? It has many names, but at the end, the concept is all the same in terms of the price action. We're retesting the low here. People are trying to buy this low again as they see the retest, and they want to go long. And for those, and the thing about this type of trade, if you can catch it well, you can get a really big swing. But we do have to wait for it to actually come to this low and break it, which can drive some people crazy because you're thinking, well, no, I need to get in. I need to get in as soon as possible. I just make sure secure my position. But we're trying to find the best setup possible. And if it doesn't happen, it's just not meant to be. And it's not even a thing of FOMO, because there's no FOMO if there was no thing to miss out on, because there was just nothing there. What we're just doing, we're just waiting. We're waiting for a new low here if we're gonna go long. And after the new low, we'll look for the trap trade off the 20 MA. But we're getting grindy, very slow. For those who have a 4-point stop loss, we'll still be in this trade. 1, 2, 3, 4. Imagine, pandas. Imagine if you were long here, right? You saw this two-legged pullback. You see this micro double bottom. You forgot that perhaps the dojis are here, and you decide to go long right on this, and your entry is right here. You're in this trade. How would you feel right now if it doesn't come back to break even, to make you break even, and instead reverses again? You know, like there's a certain point where, you know, you would feel like you would just take your losses after this next reversal. And that's the kind of the idea of, you know, the two-legged pullback, right? When you have the double reversals breaking you, and finally after all the people are out, then it starts to actually reverse, right? There is that psychology behind that. So imagine that you're long here, and now this is what you see. You're like, okay, I'll just come out break even. I'm just waiting. And now it starts to actually reverse under the 20 MA, giving you another trap trade here, right? Can't even make a point on this reversal. Imagine how you feel if you were long right at that. Taserface. Welcome back, Taserface. Did something happen to my playlist? Did I add more music to my playlist? 1 second. I shouldn't have splashy music. The music's supposed to be real chill, real calm. Where are we? I think we're in the same playlist here. Yeah, we're good. Just choppy. No setup here, pandas. Just waiting. Absolute choppiness. 10K chart, pandas. We have a higher low setup. I may be interested here actually on this higher low setup, pandas. Higher low setup off of 20 EMA or off the bottom of the trading range. Big move up, big move down, back to the bottom. It's getting choppy though, just so choppy. This is a 10K chart, by the way. Oh, Taserface says splashy is chill, got it. Lido, welcome back. Let's go, baby. Welcome back, Pandas. Let's go over some chats here as we are getting choppy. Thanks, Mitch. Thanks, Alex. Thank you. Thank you, guys. It's good to be back. Only set up here right now I see maybe on the 10K chart. Two-legged pullback, back to the bottom of the trading range. 5 minute. Feels like it wants to make a new low, but I don't know. At the end, it's making a triangle. Right, we're wedging. We're essentially doing this right now. We're just squeezing super tight. Trying to break out one way or the other. Right, this again most likely will be a failed breakdown. Most breakdowns fail. But again, imagine if you were long here, how would you feel right now? If this is the bar you saw under 20 MA, imagine how you'd feel right now with that. I would feel pretty terrible. It is an H4 setup, but I'm gonna skip it. I do like H4 setups. That's a nice thing about the indicator. Nice reversal bar here. 2 bar. Still trading range in my opinion. Still choppy. The only thing I can think of is potentially the 10K chart giving us a nice little scalp here off the bottom of the trading range. Created by the trading range indicator. Still valid, still good. Woo-wee. Choppy. Strong bull bar though, you will have to say that's a strong bull bar. Engulfing the previous bear bar. It's a nice type of reversal. These guys who are up here are saying my prayers may be answered. I have my stop loss down here. I might be able to come out break even. The 10K chart though is tricky because we're very close to making a second entry here. I'm sorry, I gotta skip this one. It's just so choppy. It's just too choppy for me. I'm skipping that on the 10K chart. Skipping this. In fact, I'll take this trap trade if possible. I'd rather take this trap on the 10K chart than this long here. Right, thinking we made ourselves a two-leg pullback in this manner. Skipping that trade for those saying thank you so much. Coming out break even now. Some are able to get out. Some are still stuck. Again, an H4 setup though. That's another H4 setup. We have basically 3 kind of H4 setups. We have one here, one right here, one right here. That's how choppy it is. Yeah. Yep. I'd rather take this trap here. Too bad it's in one candle and I hate outside bar reversals. Let's see if this candle can finish and give us actually a good signal bar to go short here. Got 4,000 more ticks. I think it might break below before this candle finishes. Breakup trend. Maybe make a new high. I'm not sure. These trading range days are tricky. CK YouTube says, do you pay yourself with your gains? Right now I haven't in a while because I'm just keeping it in this account, trying to grow it. But before, basically, yeah, I did. And so that kind of started the 5K journey for me. Because I was like, okay, I'm gonna liquidate this account. Had the investment opportunity I needed to take. That requires some capital, so I just liquidated it and said, hey, use the opportunity to start a 5K journey, which is what we're doing now. So probably do the same thing again. Just rinse and repeat. In my opinion, I like to diversify. And we might get a good signal bar here, Pandas, but it just might be too late. Like this candle might not finish quick enough. This is so choppy. Strong bear bar, strong bull bar, strong bear bar. Look at that definition of chop. But yeah, I'm diversifying. So while I was waiting for basically for this to come back on stream because I wanted to hit 20K with you guys, I've been doing some wheels on options. I've been investing in gold, and actual gold. For me, in my opinion, I want to have maybe some background. It might help you guys, but basically why I started to enter into futures trading is because I am just not confident at all in this market. Like, in my opinion, whatever is happening to the SPY, it's just unnatural, and it should not be like this. And in my opinion, sooner or later, the actual economy will catch up, right? SPY will reflect the actual economy sooner or later, in my opinion. Because of that, I was like, well, if I day trade, it would not matter if we're crashing or, inflating the bubble. It doesn't matter. We're just trying to find our setups in, per day. Praise God, I just killed a mosquito, so. Yeah, even pandas get bit by mosquitoes. But because of that, in general, I'm just not confident in the market overall. And I'm just hedging against some sort of crash, some sort of hyperinflation type scenario. And if that occurs, I want to be ready for it. Only way to be really ready for that is to have actual assets. Something that's not pegged to money. Something that doesn't necessarily have money value, but actually has real value, right? Such as real estate, gold, in my opinion, actual real value, actual asset, and yeah. So that's my opinion. I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna take a stab at this trap here, pandas. I'm gonna take a stab here. If I can get in on a small retracement. Let's wait for it. Try and time this. Take a stab at this trap here on a 10K chart. Thinking we're gonna have one more push down here. It is a two-legged pullback, as you notice. It's a Pikachu on the 10K chart. Pikachu here. Just trying to time this perfectly, so all my focus is right now onto this entry. If we trigger this, I'm gonna try to come with a small retracement. What's happening here? Just watching, waiting for this Pikachu on the 10K chart. It's about to trigger. Getting ready. I would draw this out right now, but I'm gonna try to take this Pikachu. Pandas! Ah! Pandas! Oh, maybe I might get in. I might chase this a little bit here. I might drop my... Still haven't made the point yet. I'm dropping this. I need to get it. I'm gonna try to get into this. Still hasn't made a point. Still hasn't scalped out. Trying to get in here. Okay, I'm in. Actually, it's a 4-point stop loss here for this trade because of the signal bar. We're trying to get into this Pikachu here. Oh, I could have gone with the retracement. See if we can scalp out this Pikachu. But basically right now, what this is a two-legged pullback. A, B, C. And right now, that itself is a two-legged pullback. And not only that, we call it Pikachu. Let's go, baby! Moving my stop loss. Now, one tick below break even. See if we can get a runner here to come down a little bit. I doubt this runner will hit. But basically we have this two-legged pullback, but we also have this two-legged pullback, A, B, C. Okay, I just got stopped. I got stopped out, but this is less than a point. But hey, pandas, you know what time it is. Let's go, baby. Let's go, let's go, let's go. So the reason why I call this a Pikachu is because it's both a trap and a two-legged pullback. That's why we have a magenta box with a dark red number. And so we have a second entry here this way. Also a second entry, or we have a trap here, fail second entry short or long, and a second entry short here, all in one spot, which gives us a Pikachu. And as you can see, the pattern when you draw out both those two-legged pullbacks, it looks like a Pikachu tail of Pikachu, like a lightning bolt. And so we took that Pikachu here off the 10K chart. Let's go, baby. And that still goes in line with making a new low here. And so this is why I kind of didn't want to go long here, even though after this H4. And I didn't want to go long here on the 10K chart, because I was worried we're going to try to make a new low here because of this, the 2K major trend reversal. We'll see if we can make the new low. I'm not sure if we're going to get there, but we're waiting. We're waiting for that new low. And it might not happen, right? It might not happen. I mean, I would like it to happen, but it might not happen. Let's go, baby. DX says, Taserface, I see you gave up being a space pirate and started day trading, making reference to Guardians of the Galaxy. Taserface. Possibly the worst name ever. Russell H, should you even count doji bars? It seems like Mac does not sometimes. He doesn't count doji bars for second entry longs. He considers them for traps though. For traps, he does not care what the signal bar looks like. So. Falcon 1 asks, what's Gold going to do? Sorry, was that loud? I wasn't sure. I actually don't have my sound on because, you know, you guys would hear it through my mic. So, if that was loud, let me know, and I could try to adjust the sound of the of my memes. But look how choppy this is, pandas. Like, this is just, what a day, what a day. And we just scalped out there too. I mean, if this hits like the two-legged pullback here, creating a two-legged pullback like this, man, that's kind of a nice setup to go long. But seeing how we're like under the 20 MA like this now, I'm just unsure. In terms of me thinking if this is a trading range day, then this is a good place to go long. Actually, because you're at the bottom trading range. An entire two-legged pullback forms, giving you a two-legged pullback after a small minor reversal off of the bottom of trading range, basically creating a higher low setup, right? This is a double bottom. This is a variation of a double bottom, but it's a higher low double bottom. And so you do have some swing traders will simply put their stop entry right here, their stop loss right here, and they'll say, I'm gonna ride it up to the top of the trading range. Some traders will do that. I personally, I want to wait for a new low here because I want to trade this major trend reversal with you guys. And I want to do this together on stream if possible, because I think it will be very helpful for us if we can see it happen live. Megan! Well, welcome back. It's good to see you. Frank Angelo says, pirates are just tropical goths. I never thought of that, but that kind of makes sense. Kind of makes sense. Yeah, if I want to ask, what's gold going to do? I mean, in my opinion, I don't know if gold's going to do anything. Gold is just going to be gold. And In my opinion, it doesn't matter. You know, in let's just say worst case scenario. Even for me, I do not want to buy gold stocks. That's not the point. I don't want to buy gold stocks. I want to buy something completely detached to basically like money. And that's why for me, like actually having physical gold is actually, in my opinion, safer than buying gold stocks, because you're still dependent on the dollar. Worst case scenario, hyperinflation, dollar becomes worthless, which is probably not going to happen. And it's just really, that's really not, in my opinion, not going to happen. But in my opinion, who knows? If it does happen and other countries don't find the US dollar to be valuable anymore, which again, it's just not going to happen. But if it does, worst case scenario, countries will still think gold is valuable. And so, say you're in, Venezuela, and you had all of these Venezuelan dollars. I'm not sure what they call them, but and all of a sudden, because of whatever decisions the government makes, your Venezuelan dollar becomes nothing. Right? It becomes toilet paper, essentially. But if that Venezuelan, when the Venezuelan dollar had actual value, bought gold, even though their currency went hyperinflation berserk, if they had the gold, their gold will still have value, because other countries think gold is still valuable. So, this is why I diversify, and this is why I don't put all my eggs in even futures, even though I'm finding profitability in futures. All my eggs are not here, because I just do not know what's going to happen. So I'm trying to be diversified as possible. But hey, that's not trade. That's not advice, financial advice in any sense. This is what I'm doing personally. So if I liquidate this account, it's because I probably decided to buy some sort of asset, right? Such as a home, something that doesn't depend on money to have value. The home has value in itself. It's, you can live in it. It's actually, serves a good function. Gold is valuable because it goes beyond just the USD. It goes beyond just money, in my opinion. Even though gold is basically subjectively valuable, in my opinion, it's still so accepted as valuable to so many people that if the USD does fall apart, I think it will still have value. So in my opinion, it's just yeah. I don't know. I'm not some sort of economist. I have no idea. But when I just look at things, it just doesn't make sense to me. When I look at the market, it just doesn't make any sense. Yep. No one's protected against hyperinflation, especially with the crazy fiscal policies that our, Treasury is doing now. It is insane. It's actually insane what they're doing. Never before done, really, in terms of the volume and the magnitude. They're doing like quantitative easing. It's insane. Pandas. So, in general, I think it's a good rule of thumb to diversify. In fact, futures, whatever you're using in futures should be disposable income, in my opinion, especially if you're just starting. This is taking forever to make a new low. It is really painful. It is just taking so long to make this new low here. This is actually painful, and this is why, it's hit or miss with futures. Just sometimes stare at charts all day, does nothing. We actually got this scalp perfectly, and it just, whoo. So like I said, there are people here literally buying here and saying, hey, this risk here is worth this reward. Even though the probability is low to come back to the top of the trading range, it's worth risking this risk here for this amount of reward. And they have a positive trader's equation, and so in my opinion, I think the trade would be better if we made a new low here to retest this low more properly. This is a double bottom currently, but it's just a little too high for me. But it is a higher low double bottom, and it could reverse here. If we start breaking above this up here, we'd most likely come back up to the top here of the trading range. Essentially, now we're breaking this trend. You could say the trend was broken here, made a new low, and we're looking for a trade here. You can say that. That actually technically did happen. If you're using this as your pivots, we broke the trend here, made a new low, right, with a two-legged pullback, right, played itself out, made a new low from here, and now what we're looking for potentially is either a higher low setup, which looks like this. Sorry. A higher low setup cannot happen anymore actually because we broke this pivot. So that higher low second entry won't happen, but in general, just a higher low can happen. But also we have a trap here, potential trap. This is a setup that we could look for here and would be interested in. That's a Pikachu I currently drew, if it does play out like that. But it can also be, right, this two-legged pullback, right, makes less than a point on the second entry short, and we go long right off the 20 EMA, and that could happen because we have in this little pattern here, a major trend reversal playing out. But in my opinion, the bigger major trend reversal has not played out. It has to break here. So typically the bigger ones, to be safe, you want the bigger one to play out before you trade the smaller ones. So this is what I'm thinking. I'm just thinking ahead. Yep. DX is absolutely right. If you have busted your account and you're like, I know you're eager to come back in and to make your money back, but if you busted your account, then there's probably something fundamentally wrong with your trading style, strategy, or in general, just maybe patience. Something might be wrong, and you should want to find those problems in sim trading. I mean, it's better to lose fake money than real money. So alright, pandas, it's been a real pleasure. I think this market has just lost all steam. I'm not sure if we're going to get another trade here, and even though things have slowed down for me, I am still very busy. I may end this stream pretty soon, but for those who are entering the stream, man, seriously, thanks for coming back. Thanks for your support, and I'm just telling you, it's good to be back. It's just good to have some interaction with you guys. It's good to know there's a community here who are on line with the strategy, and we're all here for the same thing. We're trying to be profitable here, and we're trying to encourage each other, build each other up, because this journey is hard enough, right? It's hard enough already. It's really hard enough already, but to add on top of that, if people have negative comments or trying to put you down, it just makes things worse. And so, it's just good to have a community that is looking for the best interest of everyone here. And so it helps on this hard journey to be able to find people to go along with. So Do appreciate everyone joining back. Hey, by the way, again, this indicator, two-legged pullback indicator, check it out. You know, you can test it out. If you like it, you can purchase it. If you don't like it, then at least you tried it. No harm done. But the two-legged pullback indicator, I think will enhance your trading. It's a tool, right? It's not gonna make you perfect. It's a tool, just like a hammer doesn't mean you can build a mansion. But you know, the tool can help in terms of trying to read the price action, focus on things that you know you don't have to really focus on counting legs and keeping track of all the counts, whatnot. So check out the website at www.twoleggedpullback.com. Trading range indicator as well. I'll stick around a little bit here, just see maybe there's one more setup. It's unfortunate, but the lower low, I don't know if it's gonna happen. This is just like I said. I think trading range day today, because when we look at the price action, we're just contained in the high and low, and we had this big down, big up, and even though this big up looked very strong, you gotta look to the left of the chart. When you look to the left of the chart, sure, it's strong, but it's just contained within the trading range, right? Contained within this big movement. So this is why, you know, kind of suspect trading range plus all this chop further lets us know most likely trading range, because the market is fractal. And because the market is fractal, when you have trading ranges on the smaller scales, smaller time frames, they reverberate into the higher time frames. That's why we don't trade dojis, because a doji is just a 1-bar trading range. On a smaller time frame, this is a trading range, right? On the 500 tick chart, this is a trading range. So that's why we like to trade the dojis. Thanks guys for joining. Yeah, I mean the market's slowing down. It's just cooled off. There's nothing really, in my opinion, right now we're looking for. And so you guys can stick around. I'm gonna stick around maybe till 10:35, and I'll sign off. And Pandas, the best part is, hey, I'll see you guys tomorrow. It's good to say that. It's good to know that tomorrow is another day. Find the best scalp possible. We'll get there, man. We'll get there. I want that 20K, and I might make a couple more trades after this. You know, I might be in red today. I don't know, but at the end, I do want to get to 20K on stream. So if I do get close to 20K, I'll try to save the trade. But who knows? I mean, like, yeah, who knows? Who knows? Potential triple top here, Pandas. Well, actually, I already created a triple top. 1, 2, 3. Potential quad kind of top, but you know, you can look at these 3 points as a triple top, and it could create this triple top here. Triple top is broken essentially. If we could like break out like this and have like a two-legged pullback, look something like this, then whoops, should look something like this, something like that. You know, the triple top I think will break, no longer be valid if we break above it and start to have some price action that looks like this above it. But currently this triple top is good. It is triple topping. Strong downtrend. Still measure move down here. I mean, this looks nasty. It actually does make a point this way. What's my 5-minute look like? 5-minute pretty much horrendous as well. Same Pikachu. Triple top. Interesting. Triple top here. I think I would like a lower high setup here, in my opinion. That's a terrible signal bar to go into if you're trying to go short. But this triple top, notice we actually missed it by 1 tick. Devil's in the details. We missed the triple top by 1 tick, actually showing us eagerness from bears to get in this trade. Whew. Yep. Yep. Triple top. Still hasn't made a point yet. I mean, it's so choppy. I want to see if this makes a point. If it makes a point, get out here. One more tick, makes a point. Regardless, if this bar ends like this, it's actually very bearish. Not very bearish, but it's bearish sign. Okay, creating a wick or tail. Just watching. Well, look at that. Jeez. Coming back to the bottom trading range, bouncing back up. Alright, pandas, that's it for today. Trade safe, pandas. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Make sure you like and subscribe to this video. And as always, I'm so glad I can say this to you guys. Happy trading. God bless. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Look for the best setups possible. Excited to get back on this stream.